What I need to do is let y'all know I got another guest with me in the building. She's very important to me, very important person. I'm going to let her explain to you what she do, because what she do is real. Ladies and gentlemen, in the place to be, sitting right next to me, and you're about to see, I got Roberta Vigilance in the building with me. Hello.
Hi, Bobby.
How you doing? I got somebody in there who's just as nutty as I am. And that's the kind of show I like. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me. And again, I know I keep repeatedly doing this in the show, but people who I call, they come.
Yeah.
And I called you, and you came,
yes.
and I appreciate that so much.
Thank you,
and
Bobby. You're not going to get away with that. Thank you as well. I'm so groupie when I say this all the time with you. I know. When I ran into you the last time, it's like, Bobby, just thank you. Oh. So you see the groupie in my eyes, right?
You know what?
It's a good thing.
I see the love, and that I appreciate, because that's what I definitely needed.
Absolutely.
As I continue to get back into doing this, and the kind of first of all, I want you to explain to people, what it is that you do, because you do a lot sponsorships.
Yes.
You do a lot that's important to the entertainment business.
Yes.
And we're going to see a little clip in a few minutes, a little bit. But before we even get to the clip, I want you to just explain to the people your position and your job with what you do in entertainment.
Okay.
Because they need to know.
Absolutely. I agree. I've been doing this since, actually, I started my events planning company in 1999. I was planning events prior to that. And I stumbled into the world of sponsorship because I needed money to fund the events. I didn't know about sponsorship at the time, so I used to ask companies to invest, and that's actually how I met you when I was doing these shows and the showcases, and actually to put the talents on the show. So sponsorship came into my realm. Never, that time around 1995, the internet wasn't so big. Can't tell you how it came to me, but it did. I learned through trials and error. I changed my language up, and I was able to secure sponsors. I was able to get monetary sponsors. I was able to get in-kind sponsors. And I just want to share that message with people so they can get the funding that they need for the shows that they're doing, whether it's a TV show, whether it is a seminar like I did, a listening party, whatever type of event can be sponsored. Funny thing, Bobby. So I'm doing my research, and I write my blogs and all that. And so they even have a funeral that kid you not. This woman, her fiance was a cyclist, and he died while cycling. And she actually picked up a sponsor for that. Any event, whether a real life event, like I said, you'll see in the video, Lindsay Lohan situation, or a fun event or an educational event. Any event you can even think of can be sponsored.
Wow. Hold on for a second. Hold on. I'm testifying right now. She said a funeral.
Any event.
People sponsor a funeral.
Any event, because when you think about it, there are products to meet all of our needs, whether it's the natural needs or a need that we create for ourselves, like we have a craving for chocolate, there's a product for that, right? So whatever need and whatever is going on in this life, it can be sponsored.
Wow. I'm actually, me being involved in a business for a long time, that's actually something new to me. I didn't know that in such situations, something like that can happen. I mean, my uncle died a month ago. So you think we still get sponsorship for us?
Stop playing, Bobby. Hey,
you already did.
And this see, this is the thing with and which brings me, maybe I'm jumping the gun, but which brings me to, this is why I teach individuals how to do this, how to change up their language, and because I know people would take the sponsorship money and talking about, I need it for such and such, then they don't deliver, which is and then guess who's caught in the middle? You. Right. Exactly. So you know how the industry, once you're blacklisted, blacklisted,
you are,
and I can't afford to do
exactly.
that.
And you don't want to put yourself
I teach. No.
Right in that crowd of people. The book. Tell us a little bit about the book and where can people purchase this book to even learn this? Because a lot of people is going to want to know how now they can get involved in sponsorship. Because a lot of people like to put together all kinds of events, not just music events, but weddings, any kind of thing. So please tell us a little bit about the book.
The book teaches is the fundamental of learning what sponsorship is. Mm-hmm. It teaches is the foundation, is the basics knowledge that you must have in order to secure sponsors. Mm-hmm. So you'll know the right words to use. So the book, it breaks down the common sponsorship terms that are being used today in the sponsorship industry. Mm-hmm. So you don't use the wrong words. It also shows you how to draft a sponsorship proposal, what is needed, the essential information that is needed. Mm-hmm. It also talks about, and the second edition is actually out, How to Secure Sponsors Successfully, the second edition. And what makes it different from the first one, it actually, I've inserted there the biggest problem that in the sponsorship industry is currently having, which is how to measure the sponsor return on investment. So what that means is if you're asking the sponsor for $5,000, $10,000, or $1 million, whatever it is, you have to show that sponsor how they're going to get a return on investment. And the book covers that, and it gives you a listing of that. Also, which is something that's very important, when you're calling the companies, like I have a sponsorship call center, and you have to know the right person to speak with, the book gives you a 15-second pitch of how to get to the right person who would look over your sponsorship proposal. So you also have a 15-second pitch, and I also put a sample of the sponsorship proposal in there as well.
Oh, that's good. I mean, we know that this business of sponsorship is definitely big. It's big money and big business, because we've seen a lot of rappers, even like Russell Simmons, doing great deals with Adidas for Run DMC and a whole lot of other people. And the question I want to ask you before I get you out of here is, what made you to decide that this was something that you knew that you can grab at and say, I can really make this happen by being involved in sponsorship business?
As I mentioned, this is something that actually came to me, and I love it, and I'm glad that it actually did come to me, because it allowed me to implement events that I was passionate about, events that help other people, and I want people to be able to help themselves with this information, and this is the only reason I'm sharing it. It seems like sometimes I'm beating the information that people have, but other people, obviously, as I mentioned, the funeral, the Olympics use it, so many people are using these resources, and I just want to share it with everyone. And to answer your question, they can get that book on eventsandsponsors.com.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, you know what? I mean, so many great people were here today, and I want to ask you this now. So we might as well put a date in for this right now. So, am I able to have you come back in March?
Anytime, Bobby.
So that we can have you, because I need for people to have more time to hear more about what you do with this. And also, please, real quick before you leave, tell people once again where they can go to even reach you in case they want to talk to you about information about doing sponsorship, or even having you be that person to help lead them, into this
Absolutely.
field.
Bobby, they can find me on eventsandsponsors.com. My contact information there as well. I have the blog pages there. Take some time, read the blog. Great information there. I'm also on Facebook Live on the event sponsorship author page, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm there to answer questions. I just pop up at 10 a.m. I'm there, if you have a question, and just to help people, to guide them on securing sponsors for their events. Okay,
well, y'all make sure y'all do that. Check her out. Please show the love. And as she promised, and I'm going to promise y'all, we're going to get her back on here again to spread some more of that love, because I really appreciate what you do. And I talked to her earlier. I said, well, Bobby, needs your service and help. Would you help Bobby? And she looked at me. She said yes. And that I appreciate.
This is why I do it.
And I thank you so much.
Thank you as well.
So we're going to look forward to having you come back in March, and we're going to set all that up. And I want to thank all my guests for coming in today. I definitely want to thank C-Style Mo from Money and Violence. Also Poison Ivy, my man Mel Gates, and Roberta Vigilance. Thank you so much for being my guest on the show today. I'm going to see y'all next episode, next show. We got more guests coming up. New artists still this time. We got some new artists coming our way. And y'all make sure y'all tune in. Thank you so much for the love, everyone. And Roberta, we're going to talk to you again real soon.
Yes, sir.
We out the building, y'all. Bobby Simmons. Check it.